Ladies and gentlemen, please allow me to present you the one who made all of this possible with his vision and passion for cultural exchange. May I present you the founder of WAALM Persian Golden Lioness Awards, Dr. Dorbayani.
Thank you. In the name of Persia, the land of compassion's lion and the sun, and with my utmost respect to England, London, the host city of the third WAALM Persian Golden Lioness Awards. Your Excellencies, honorable members of the Academy, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this celebration of love of beauty. Dr. Abdi kindly introduced me as a person who made this possible. The fact of the matter is, I see myself as only a humble servant, a simple educator, and a duty officer. I'm honored to serve a culture which has its roots back to 2,500 years ago, a culture which is part of the fabric of every society, big or small, if you trace it. And more than that, I'm honored to serve to internationally portray how the fusion of our 6,000 years of heritage with Western influences is fascinating and inspiring indeed. Talking about Persian culture, one would inevitably remember Takht-i-Jamshid or Persepolis, once the richest city under the sun. I would like to emphasize that definitely we will remember those grand columns, ruins, palaces, roads, canals. They are very important, of course, but what is more important, as our previous award winner, Mr. Howard Lee, mentioned, is what they represent. I'm sure His Excellency, Dr. Curtis, Their Honor, Professor Hunt, and Professor Farooq will agree with me that what they represent is a culture of peace, a culture of tolerance, and a culture of understanding. The three elements that we are trying to cherish and promote tonight, three elements that we need to create cultural diplomacy, or any kind of diplomacy for that matter. And ladies and gentlemen, I believe with your presence here under one roof from 10 different parts of the world, we achieved a little bit of that. I'm standing here this evening before you as a simple educator, not as an executive consultant or business professor, but as a small advocate and educator of human rights who tries to ask you to also join the effort. Both Dr. Abdi and I are honored to be appointed as the ambassadors to Youth for Human Rights International, a major organization which is actually a major collaborator with the United Nations Human Rights Education. And last month, they had a very successful World Summit organized in United Nations headquarters in New York. But more than that, we're honored to have the president of Youth for Human Rights International among our awardees and among us tonight, Dr. Mary Shatterbos. Thank you for being here. It is all about action and having the right feeling and having the feeling of obligations towards humanity, I believe. From Cyrus the Great, who wrote the first human rights charter, to Dr. Martin Luther King, I have a dream, to Ron Hubbard with his fascinating sentences, human rights must become a fact, not a fiction. I believe that we must learn and teach and pass on the basics of human rights, and we need to do it immediately, as soon as possible. It is so sad, actually. It is so sad that there are still people who talk about human rights as if they are talking of saying tale or stories or something. It is so sad that literally there are people who can help promotion of human rights education, but they use if-conditional sentences. I believe we have this obligation, and in my opinion, We must get human rights right and with effect from yesterday. And finally, last but not least, I see myself as a duty officer, if I may say so, to His Majesty Cyrus the Great, to make sure that on his behalf, your good words, good thoughts, and your good deeds are rewarded tonight. Thank you very much.